What's good, YouTube? It's me, Coach 67 Sports TV. Shout out to the awesome and amazing LDBC, Lions Den Boston community. Shout out to the greatest university in the world, the Southern University, home of the mighty Jaguars. In this particular video, I'm going to talk about what do I think of Jaguar Nation wanting to get rid of Coach Eric Dooley. However, before I get into this video, go check out my brethren, Brent Fox and Jared 11 Green. Brent Fox, he talks about NFL football, if you're a Steelers fan in particular. He talks about the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he just talks about NFL football in general, in addition to boxing, for all my boxing fans. In terms of my other brother, Jared 11 Green, him and I, we talk about HBCU football on the Southern Baller Show. Usually it airs on Friday nights and Sundays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Also, check out other SWAC YouTube channels, like the brother SWAC Talk has one of the best SWAC podcasts in terms of talking about SWAC sports in general. You know, he's not confined to any one particular SWAC schools. Also, check out SWAC and the Fool. You know, these are some of the SWAC podcasts and SWAC YouTube channels that I enjoy. So go check them out. Now, in this particular video, what are my thoughts on Coach Eric Dooley, you know, kind of being, you know, not liked by Southern University fans at this point. And for those individuals that don't know, Southern University is, after Saturday's loss against Jackson State, they 0-2 at this point. And at this point, the Barbarians at the gate. Jaguar Nation is ready to get rid of Coach Eric Dooley. They want him out. In addition to him, they not only want him out, they want Harold Blood out as quarterback. So what are my thoughts? I mean, to be truthful, it's expected. You know, when you become the head football coach at Southern University, J-State, a SWAC school like that, these type of schools have like ridiculously high expectations. And just to kind of give people an idea of what the expectations are like at a school like Southern or Jackson State, is the equivalent on a Power 5 level of being a head coach of maybe the University of Texas, being a head coach at Notre Dame, being a head coach at even crosstown LSU. Those type of schools, they expect to win every single year. They expect to compete for national championships every single year. And it's the same way at Southern. Now, he was an assistant coach for years under Coach Pete Richardson. He had the Coach Pete Richardson stamp of approval. And that's something that even one of the previous coaches, Coach Dawson Odoms, even though he won a SWAC championship, like a lot of members of Jaguar Nation never really bought into him because he's not a disciple of Coach Pete Richardson. And in addition to that, you know, he's someone that doesn't have SWAC roots. But even with that being said, you know, a lot of individuals saying that they never bought into Coach Eric Dooley, you know, kind of being the next Pete Richardson, being a savior for Southern University football. And I'm just kind of be truthful, even though I know a lot of alumni wasn't high on Dawson Odoms, more so because of the fact that he couldn't get over the Alcorn State hump at the time. I mean, you got to realize, for the exception of Alcorn State at the time, I mean, for the most part, I mean, he pretty much was beating everybody else in the SWAC. I mean, and not only that, but Southern was a contender every year to win a SWAC championship. So, you know, in some instances, you have to kind of be careful what you wish for, because a lot of these same things that wanted Coach Dawson Odoms out, these same fans, they want Coach Dooley out. And like I said, it's expected. And, you know, some people might say, Coach, you over-exaggerate. No, like, it's a real thing. Like, if you go look at a couple Facebook pages, like they have, like there's one Facebook page that I'm a part of, the Southern University group. Like, they're trying to get 500 signatures to get Coach Dooley out. And they already have, like, 227 signatures. And I think they got, like, 50 signatures in, like, 1 hour. I think less than that. So it's the real thing for people thinking that I'm over exaggerating. A huge portion of Jaguar Nation want Coach Dooley out, and one of the main reasons is because of the way he mishandled the quarterback situation last year with Glenn Bubba McDaniels and Bashawn McCray. And for individuals that went to every Southern home game like myself, I mean, it was obvious that Glenn Bubba McDaniels gave Southern University by far the best chance to be successful and the best chance to win in the Winter SWAC Championship. And even if you look at the SWAC Championship game, you can go back and look at the videos here on my channel. Like, leading up to the game, I said, hey, Sean McCray should not start in that game. It should be Glenn Bubba McDaniels. I mean, and it was obvious and apparent since the Texas Southern game last year around the time where they lost to Texas Southern. And I'm like, but Sean McCray is not that guy. He needs to go back to Glenn Bubba McDaniels. And even though the year before, when he was the starting quarterback under Jason Rollins, even though he was up and down, I mean, he was by far the best quarterback, and he gave Southern University the best opportunity to win. And when you fast forward to the SWAC championship game last year, the crazy thing about it is they didn't put him in the game until Southern was in so deep a hole. They were down 26-0. And I know many individuals like, well, Coach Prime had J-State ready, so on and so forth. And as great as that J-State team was last year under Coach Prime, I think had Glenn Bubba McDaniels started from the beginning of that game, I honestly believe Southern wins that game. And I'm not the only person that think that. A lot of members in the vast majority of Jaguar Nation believe the same thing. And so since he put his team in a compromising situation and he let his personal relationship with Bashawn McCray and Benny McCray and their family get in the way of his better judgment as a coach, like a lot of members of Jaguar Nation, they don't have any patience with him. And, I'm not a proponent of getting him fired. And I think there's still time to turn things around. Even with that being said, he doesn't have a real sense of urgency in the situation. Like, somebody needs to tell him honestly and openly, like, hey, dude, you need to do something. And, I mean, even though Harold Blood played much better this Saturday than he did, week 1 against Alabama State. And I'm not saying even in this situation, it can't be turned around. Like, there needs to be a sense of urgency in the situation. And the Barbarians at the gate, a lot of members of Jaguar Nation want Coach Dooley out, and he needs to have some sense of urgency. And the first thing he could do is just by these next couple weeks, just absolutely blowing out Alabama, A&M, and Arkansas Pine Bluff. But the problem is, what is Southern going to do when FAMU comes to A.W. Mumford Stadium? So that's going to be the $1 million question. But, I'm not a proponent of anyone losing their job. And to be truthful, I don't think Southern is in a financial situation as an institution like LSU that really could afford to pay a head coach that they fired and pay a current head coach. I don't think Southern is in that situation from a financial standpoint. But even with that being said, something needs to be done. And Coach Dooley, if someone could tell him, he needs to turn things around. He needs to turn things around immediately, because a lot of members of Jaguar Nation, they're not patient with this guy. Many members of Jaguar Nation, they view him as Stump Mitchell 2.0, and that's not a good thing. And for all of the members of Jaguar Nation, they know who I'm talking about when I talk about former Southern University head coach Stump Mitchell. Like, the similarities are glaring, and that's kind of what he's coming across at this point. He really don't seem to have no real sense of urgency. He laid back with his Gucci paraphernalia. So it's to a point now where he needs to turn things around. He needs to turn things around immediately. And in addition to that, the thing he needs to do if he wants to save his job is, one, turn things around immediately. Show Jaguar Nation that you're really putting forward maximum effort to get things done. But more than anything, he needs to win a SWAC championship this year. And the way things are going, I don't know, that might not be realistic. So that's it for this video. If you saw any value in this video, like the video, share the video, comment in the comment section, subscribe to the channel. Also, click the notification bell so you can be alerted anytime I post any new videos. Y'all have a blessed, phenomenal day. I'll catch y'all on the rebound. Peace and blessings.